ChavevzzSlovakia. So this is probably going to be up on the gaming channel. I'm not exactly sure yet where it's going because I don't know how many videos I'm shooting yet for today. But that time someone updated a video game to remove a hat. Epic video game soundtracks. That's the name of the title of the video. But I was told it has Devil May Cry in it, which is why I'm watching it. DMC versus Devil May Cry is what we're comparing. I've never seen this channel before. Alcohol and Devil May Cry is why I'm here. So let's get into it, man. It's generally gaming channel content, so that's probably where this is at. Play.
I don't think it matters because it's a drinking video. People are gonna watch to see where the fuck it goes.
That's where I'm at. Help me out. Fiend.
By all critical metrics, DMC is a perfectly serviceable action game that had middling commercial success. According to fans of the original game series it was based on, though, Devil May Cry, it was a video game equivalent of a wet fart. Something developers of DMC initially dismissed.
Me and Skitten started to play Devil May Cry and we never finished it for some reason, and maybe that reason is because it sucks, but we're not game critics to any extent. So, you know, we have very mild views on video games. That's not true. We feel very strong, but we play Call of Duty now a lot and Tekken, so, you know.
Initially.
So let's stick to our usual formula. Introduce this bit by telling us what Devil May Cry is.
Please.
Devil May Cry is a series of action games that start a character with a dick that is 3 miles long. DMC is a reboot of that series.
Shit.
That is none of those things.
Hold on.
Sounds like it's going to get really confusing considering that the games both have the same name and have the same character.
Yes, especially given that this is a drinking video. So DMC, for the most part, is going to be referring to, like, you know, the reboot. And when I refer to old Dante, that's the original Big Dick Dante, and new Dante is Small Dick Dante, as the game itself admits.
Okay, I was about to say, what's with all the dick comments?
Because there is a scene in DMC where Dante is having like shit talking his brother Virgil, and Virgil says, "I've got a bigger dick,"
and I got a bigger dick,
and he has no comeback to that, which means that Dante canonically has a smaller dick than his twin.
So Carl, describe old Dante.
Okay, old Dante is a fucking badass, and as I mentioned, he's a guy with a dick that's 3 miles long, an impossibly sweet red leather coat, white hair, and twin handguns that he can fire at 30,000 RPM.
Facts.
So his appearance sounds pretty cool. What's he like as an actual person?
An affable dumbass who never really tries and is effortlessly cool in everything he does.
Yep. Yep. The whole fun of the fucking
Generally,
game.
though, he's just a super awesome, nice guy you'd kind of want to grab a drink with, which goes all the way back to the very first game and an ethos handed down by one of the guys who had a hand in creating him as a character, Hideki Kamiya, who said that Dante is like a stereotypically like clean-cut hero. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, you know, he's not disrespectful to people. And his reasoning for that was that Dante is simply too cool to do any of those things. He can't do anything without looking cool. Like, he can't even sit down. We've discussed it before, it's like Commander Riker-esque combos to his chair, just to sit there. The guy can't even eat pizza without looking like a badass. It's awesome.
I'll give you that.
So as is tradition, Brad, I need to open my next beer. Can you pass me something stupid from around the room to open it with, please?
Stupid.
It's been 2 minutes of a video, bro. Y'all shot 2 minutes of video and you finished a beer? You're not in America. There's no way.
What's some multivitamins?
Let's go. Multivitamins can be used to open a beer. Of course they can.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep. Always get my 5 a day.
So old Dante sounds pretty cool.
Well, by design as well, because the idea is that he's effortlessly awesome and cool in everything that he does, by virtue of the fact he's half demon. Oh yeah, I should mention, like, Dante is half demon.
People don't know this.
The original Devil May Cry series.
Not the right
He's a
video
half
here.
demon who is born from a human mother, because his dad was like a big dick demon knight. He was like, you know what? Fuck, like, you know, hell. I want to get some of this earth booty, and like, assumes human form, bangs an earth woman, and she gives birth to twin sons, Dante and Virgil, and they fight in the rain, and it's fucking sick.
It is pretty dope. Fighting in the rain, da-da-da. Fighting my brother in the rain.
Alright, so new Dante.
Yes. Oh, we can call it Dino. Dante in name only. That's the name fans came up with. In the vein of like Gino, Godzilla in name only for the shit creature from the 1998 Godzilla movie.
I'm happy with sticking with Dino.
Okay, we'll go with Dino then.
Alright, so what...
Or Dante, that's another one. Dante.
What does he look like?
A meth head.
Well,
we did originally, and then they toned down his design, and now he's like an angsty teenage edgelord.
Yeah.
Because if people don't know, in 2010, despite Devil May Cry 4 doing quite well commercially, they like Capcom, the publisher, decided, you know what, let's reboot this Devil May Cry shit. So they approached a company called Ninja Theory and tasked them with redesigning Dante for a Western audience. And this is what they came up with.
My name is Dante.
Yeah, I mean that.
And that was the very first clip they put out of like, there's the redesigned Dante.
That fits.
The backlash was so severe, they toned down how he looked and made him look like this instead in the games. But even still, it's a radical departure from what Dante originally looked like.
I mean, it looks very Western-ish. I mean, we get basic bitch shit. They dumb down things for Western audiences because their sensibilities, just the way we advertise stuff and the way we just spoon feed people stuff. They can't take shit that's new and different. Like, just can't fucking handle it.
But it's better compared to this dipshit.
So what was the thought process behind Ninja Theory? Like, how did they go from what is obviously the much cooler Dante
Yes.
to that guy?
Well, the answer, Brad, is Fight Club.
As in Fight
You're
Club the film?
serious?
Yes, because you see, when Ninja Theory were tasked with like,
You're
making
serious?
a more Western Dante, they sat down and brainstormed about like the differences between like
What?
Eastern and Western ideals of cool. And there is a fucking phenomenal like slideshow presentation they did about these differences, and they highlight specifically Tyler Durden as the quintessential icon of Western cool.
And he's just a cool guy, sexy, also. So the key point were, so cool, Western, grounded, stylish. This is what we were looking for.
Because who doesn't want to look up to a hyper macho posturing dickhead who beats people up in car parks?
I like the movie Fight Club. I haven't
Not
seen
to mention
it.
as well, he's a terrorist.
Yeah.
It's like the quintessential icon
Yeah.
of American cool. Terrorist.
Dude, I'm telling you guys, we've talked about political culture before. Like, anti-American is really fucking mainstream. Anti-corporate, like, anti-political, like, Brad Pitt as a terrorist is, yeah, dude.
They made a bit of a misstep with that, but you can't argue that there are not differences between what's perceived as cool in different cultures.
Oh yeah, and that's what that presentation was all about, because what Ninja Theory did is they helpfully photoshopped old Dante into various pictures to show why he's not cool. Like this picture that they genuinely put out of old Dante, photoshopped into a scene from Brokeback Mountain. And
I've never seen the movie Brokeback Mountain, but I've heard of it, obviously. I didn't know what that was. That's
sure there is no ulterior subtext to putting that message out there and that image and saying this is why this character isn't cool. In a film predominantly known for being a film about gay cowboys.
Well, maybe they didn't mean that.
So it's also as well, Dante, old Dante at least, I feel wouldn't give a fuck. So I get the feeling like old Dante, if you told him you were gay, would be like, I don't care, let's get some pizza. New Dante, I think he'd have some other words to say, given that his most iconic line in that series is "fuck you."
Fuck you.
It just sounds like they tried to make him like super edgy.
Yeah, and that's what I think's so hilarious about it, because it's so obviously try hard edge.
wow, this is such a good quality fucking review, like from a real standpoint about culture. But like American culture, right though, like they do not perceive like Japanese culture as cool, like anime culture is cool. Like when somebody, if a Westerner compares your game or something to like an anime character or anything like that genre, it's not a compliment. It is like, even though it's growing, especially like the black anime community is like really healthy right now. It's like really safe right now to be a black dude into anime, which before like was not a safe thing. I didn't give a fuck because I didn't really get heavy into anime until college anyways. Like heavy, like I didn't know Pokemon was an anime. I didn't know Dragon Ball Z was an anime. I didn't know all those cartoons were considered anime because my family has no idea what anime is. All I know is things were like, what is that fucking one with those people who represent countries and a fruit basket. My sister were really into those ones. That's beside the point, but those things are still considered media-wise, American media-ish, to be very other, right? And I've heard that term a lot, and not cool at all by standards. So yeah, you would not be able to splice any of our superheroes into a Japanese film and it would fit. It just doesn't work.
And it immediately dates the game because this is so obviously from the 2010s. And I just want to use it as a jumping off point. Brad, what is your favourite edgelord character in video games?
The first one that comes to mind is Reaper.
Reaper, oh man.
He is just
Yeah.
edgelord definition.
The Skull Lord himself. Have you ever seen Reaper names on Twitter? Basically, someone just like screenshot when a Reaper gets to play the game or whatever, and it's all the names that people have when they play Reaper. It's like, yeah, Skull Lord 420 all day.
Yep.
That's all well and good though, Brad, but we all know the edgiest of edgelords is Shadow the fucking Hedgehog. It will never be topped. Like, you cannot be
He's pretty
edgy the
edgy,
hedgy in terms of edginess. That's his name. That game is so try hard. It actually goes all the way around to being fucking awesome. It's one of those things that it's like, it's so far in one direction, it breaks the dial and goes back to the beginning, starts being awesome again.
I enjoyed Shadow the Hedgehog. I fucking begged my mom to let me rent this from Blockbuster. Jesus fucking Lord. It was so many chores I had to do. And worth every penny. Every fucking penny.
The funniest thing I find about Shadow the Hedgehog is that, for some reason, people keep pairing him with Shrek.
Shadow and Shrek.
I don't know why.
Yeah, why not?
So there was a lot of backlash to the redesign of Dante.
Yeah, understandably so. It's a well-established character with a lot of fans, but what's less understandable though is the seeming just like vitriol directed back at fans by Ninja Theory, with a quote from someone like developing the game saying, "We don't care about fan feedback." You know, despite the fact that they immediately backtracked on that early design of Dante because everyone said he looked like a dick. But no, they said, "Oh no, we don't care that the fans don't like this new redesign," despite the fact the game is supposedly appealing to these fans.
There was a lot of backlash,
That's
but
interesting.
fair play to them for at least sticking to their guns and trying to make the game that they wanted to make.
Well, yeah, and they did do that right up until it didn't make them any money. Because as I mentioned at the start of this piece, DMC didn't sell all that well. In fact, it sold less copies than Devil May Cry 4. The game that sold so poorly, Capcom felt the need to reboot the entire franchise. And what they did is they released a definitive edition of DMC that fixed a lot of complaints, like gameplay-wise. And they're all well and good, but it's the changes that they didn't announce that make you realise, yeah, they realised how dated and shitty and edgy this game was, because there are some fucking brilliant ones.
So what makes these unannounced changes so great?
Because they're so minor in nature that they actually have nothing to do with the game itself, and you can tell they were made specifically because they were embarrassed by them. For example, there is an exchange in the original version of the game where one character says to the big final boss guy,
"The world is at last your bitch, as am I."
Huh?
Left to grab it by the hair, bend it over, and
Huh?
what's the matter?
Huh?
because Edge, and they cut that line out.
Damn.
And that's what I mean, it's a single line of dialogue, but the fact they cut out a single line of dialogue tells you that they were embarrassed by it. So if it would have been the entire scene, that would be okay, but no, it's one line of dialogue they edited around. And when a games journalist asked a representative from Ninja Theory, "Why did you cut this line?" the guy went, "Oh, it was for pacing issues."
Ah.
Yes, a single line of dialogue was for pacing issues. Bear in mind, that quote was given by the guy who wrote the story to the game.
There's got to be more petty changes they made.
Oh yeah, they edited the scene with the 360 quickscope abortion.
The what?
Yeah, I know what I said.
That's an accurate
That's an accurate description of what happens in that scene. Long story short, there is a female character in the game who is going to give birth to the evil big demon's baby.
Okay.
And your brother in game, the hero that he is, decides to stop this by shooting her in the back when she's unarmed through the stomach with a sniper rifle.
Damn.
Fuck.
The fuck?
And they cut that.
No, they edited it. It's still in, but they edited it to make it to make his motivations more clear, which is ironic because the most famous line of dialogue Virgil ever gives is, "I now am motivated." Yeah, now I'm motivated. It's like, 360 demon abortion with a sniper rifle.
So, Carl, let's talk about the hat.
The hat, yes. And this is my favourite change. I think it's emblematic of the game as a whole. In the original DMC game, your brother Virgil spends the entire time wearing a fedora.
You're fucking shitting me.
And in the remastered version, the definitive edition, they remove the fedora.
Yeah, that's the edition we have, is the definitive one, the definitive edition. That came, that came out in 2015. See, for me, that was still old. I mean, we got that shit late as fuck. But it's on the Xbox, and we have it on the Xbox. 2018, 2017, maybe 2016, 2017 is when we started it. But we didn't get anywhere with it. We just stopped fucking
Never
playing
explained. No one's ever talked about it, save for a few scant references to them always hating it. Which to me just sounds like the kind of thing someone would say if they tried to wear a fedora thinking it was cool. People made fun of them, and then afterwards say, oh no, I always hated it. My girlfriend told me, thought it looked cool. I know it's a minor thing, but that's what I find so funny about it. The fact that they genuinely thought the look that is most widely mocked online of a guy wearing a fedora with a long leather trench coat and a katana was actually cool. That's what Virgil is in that game. He's that guy. He's that guy who poses with a katana and a trilby on and says, yeah, challenge me to a debate, motherfuckers. He's that guy. They thought that guy was cool.
So is that if it changes, or are there any other ones, maybe like one that you actually like?
Oh, one that I do like is that they put in a skin for Dante that makes him look like Dante from Devil May Cry 1, called Classic Dante.
Wow.
And that's especially hilarious because there is a scene in that game that made it into the definitive edition where a wig blows onto the head of new Dante. It's like a long flowing white wig. So he says to the audience, never in a million years.
Wow.
Not in a million years.
3 years later, they release a skin where you can play as that Dante, and that scene still plays.
Jesus.
As angry as I was at the time, though, when that happened, I love that in Devil May Cry 5, they've taken the high road. And do you remember that jab that they said about, oh yeah, Dante would never work in a Western? Do you know one of the weapons that Dante has in the new Devil May Cry?
Please.
A cowboy hat that fires meteors.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Get fucked, Ninja.
Hell yeah, dude. It paused there probably for unrelated reasons. That's where we're going to end the video now. We're going to shoot some more stuff probably later on tonight. For right now, we're going to roll out ChavevzzSlovakia. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for the amazing suggestion. I'll holler at you, man. Peace.